This video is a supplement to Chapter 3 of David Morrow's book, Giving Reasons. Morrow talks about a lot of things in this chapter that I'm not going to discuss in this video. He talks about premises and conclusions, about indicator words like because and therefore, and about the difference between explanations and arguments. These are all important, and you should pay attention to them while you read the chapter. But right now I want to talk about Morrow's treatment of the 4 different uses to which we put arguments. Now, the most obvious use of arguments is to try to convince someone else to accept a claim as true. I want to present an argument that will convince someone that the conclusion of the argument is true and justified and worthy of belief. I want them then to add that claim to their body of beliefs. I can also use arguments on myself in a similar way. I can arrive at a new conclusion myself. I can figure things out, Morrow says. So I can present an argument which persuades me to add a new belief to my current stock of beliefs. I can also use arguments as a kind of mental hygiene. I can use them to test or to examine my current beliefs one by one or in groups to try to figure out if they're justified, if I should continue believing them, or if I should modify or abandon them. So argument can play an important role in my mental housekeeping, in keeping my own beliefs up to date, examining them and making sure that they are true and justified. I can also use arguments, though, to find out what follows from a certain belief, even a belief that I don't myself share. Morrow points out correctly that this is vital for the actual practice of philosophy, for the study of philosophy. And this reminds me of a statement from Aristotle to the effect that the ability to entertain an idea without endorsing it, the ability to think through something without believing it to be true yourself, is an important skill. In fact, it's a mark of civilization. I would say it's a mark of psychological maturity, to be able to think through an idea and its consequences, or a belief and its consequences, even though I don't share that belief myself. I have to acquire the ability to hold ideas at arm's length, but to still examine them closely and rigorously using my intellect. That's one of the skills that I want you to gain through your study of philosophy. So Morrow gives the example of libertarianism. I can understand what a libertarian theory of government is, and then I can reason forward from those premises to discover what a libertarian thinker would likely think about a particular issue. I can even apply this to extreme views. I can take a look at a person who has a set of racist beliefs, and I can ask, given his racist starting point, if he reasoned logically forward from those, what conclusions is he likely to arrive at? And notice what I'm doing here is I'm expanding my horizons. I'm thinking my way into and through someone else's system of belief. Even if it's one that is very distant from my own, or even one that I find repugnant, I'm still able to think, if I thought as he did, how would I then reason forward from that to conclusions? So I might gain the ability, through practicing this, to say, even though I'm not a Muslim, I can see how you, believing what Muslims believe, arrived at these conclusions that seem to follow logically from your starting point. In philosophy, this is going to be a valuable skill because it will allow us to think through and to analyze good and bad arguments from different philosophical perspectives. It will allow us to think through the different systems of philosophy and the different starting points that different philosophers will have. That's all I'm going to say about Chapter 3 in this video. Thanks for watching today. Goodbye.